Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Blitz Pro League second series of Day 8. This evening, joining me in the commentator booth, we have Satan and Cougar. Cougar's doing the room control, and Satan is joining me in on the commentary. How's it going, guys?
Very well. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Hopefully most of you are joining us again from the previous stream, and we saw a very interesting game between Mates and Legion Eros, and that ended up being 4-2 to Mates. Very interesting game, and eventually it was Eros that managed to falter on Alpenstadt, that new kind of Nordic map, I suppose. It's a very, very good map, and it's because of its being so new, evidently some teams struggle more on it than others. However, now we do have Win versus LOCA, and this is, as Red said earlier, the second series of the evening. So we will be seeing some hopefully very interesting games between these two, what I would say very evenly matched teams. If we just quickly look at the leaderboard and how these teams are doing, it will show us that WIN is currently in 4th place on 7 points, and LOCA is in 7th place with 5 points. So only 2 points difference between the teams, and they're both mid-ranging around the league. So definitely going to be is ready for the first game. So ready to roll.
Okay, so we are ready to go. Same map pool as the first series this evening, starting off on Desert Sands. My personal favorite map for Clan Wars. I love the way this map plays out. It's not popular with everyone. Looking at the lineup, so we've got Who Is Next Win, the all-Finnish clan. They are starting on the North Spawn Red Team, Killer from North, Batch at 25T. They've got Triple IS4, 268, W1N. Across the table, LOCA Blue Team, Fluffy Fox Batch at. Then we've got IS4, IS7, E5, W1N. Both teams with the Bat Chats. The Bat Chats, Fluffy Fox dropping the speed boost to Killer from North. This is the first engagement. Fluffy Fox getting the shot in there and dodging back behind this ridge camouflage. Fluffy Fox rocking the steam camouflage. How's it looking in the city, Satan?
So currently we can see that the 113s have managed to push right past the railway bridge, and they're currently pushing right towards Rolek in his E5 right at the back there. So WIN have managed to dominate one side of the map, while LOCA have dominated the A side of the map. And but Killer from North, you see, and his Batchat still right back there, spotting the enemy. And this currently seems to me that WIN's got the advantage. They've got the railway, and they're managing to maintain more hit points currently.
Well, for me,
no, they just lost it.
you have the curse as well, Satan. You too have the curse of the commentator. No, having a look at the setup here. WIN, if they can hold the rails, they've got Killer from North in the Batchat. They need to go for C. WIN are missing a trick here. They've got the ability to cap C, although I can understand they don't want to let Survivor 99 there push up across on Jimper in the 268. Jimper 86 doing a great job here of holding off Fluffy Fox and the 113. So the cap points are it's under 1 kill's worth of cap points in the favor of WIN.
Yeah,
they've got
it's all to play for then. If one team gets 1 kill, then it's basically that they could hold maybe, and then they're in a massive advantage.
Well, that being said, we're now seeing WIN, I think about a minute later than I would have liked, going into the C cap. They really missed a trick to ramp up the cap pressure here. But looking at the guns of LOCA, they're stacked up. Look at the entry points. Carolet here on the E5, so we've got the blue spawn. And then there's the bridge area. You've got the 2 ramps here. There are 5 potential entry points for LOCA into WIN. WIN have only got 3 potential entry points into LOCA. Big hit into Fluffy Fox there. But Jimper's down
Great
to
shot there from Jimper, and he gets down as well.
Evil
so
boobs.
He managed to put 1 shot in, but he loses his life for that. Was that a good trade?
Not really, because now LOCA are a gun up and have the cap point advantage, although WIN are holding on to the cap lead.
Jaska here, just taking 2 shots, and it looks like LOCA is deciding to push through the middle with their IS4 and 113. How's WIN going to respond to this? They don't seem to have too many guns pointing towards the middle.
Well, the Reckitt here in their 113, great performance. The DPM of the 113, absolutely formidable. Now, the cap lead was momentarily in the favor of LOCA. They're 2 guns up, but it's gone back over to Win with the cap
LOCA
lead.
Pushing over the rails here, over into Win, and they've got 2 E5s versus a 2 1-1-3, so now it's just going to be a matter of DPM, unless Fluffy Fox comes in. Now he's going to be able to put 2 or 3 shots into the sides 1-1-3s, and this looks firmly in LOCA's grasp right now.
I wouldn't call it just yet. The Fluffy Fox is very low. Lazarai might be able to finish him off. No, a low roll. And now I would call it. Killer from North, Jonesy 86, very, very low. Jonesy goes down to the Rekity. Fluffy Fox potentially being finished off. No, but Karolek doing a great job pinning Lazarai against the wall. Lazarai is trapped.
Finish off Azrael. That's great move there.
Really good team play. And now Scapari in the IS-4 and Killer from North in a world of trouble. They do have the cap lead, but Fluffy Fox knows what he needs to do. Burning the Midnight Oil, getting into the cap. That just narrowly secures the cap lead for LOCA.
Great shot there by Rekity as well. That basically just secured them this game.
Rekity finishing off Killer from North. Wonderful play by LOCA. A very strong opening from them. They're coming into the game about a cap point behind. Well, one league victory behind Win. So I got it out eventually. My God, brilliant opener from them. You know, I try to avoid doing it, but you know it happens. So strong performance, 6,500 hit points inflicted in the favor of LOCA. They kept 6 guns in the game. Very dominant performance. Great push on multiple fronts simultaneously by them to catch Win.
It's very notable, the team players you just mentioned, them still having 6 tanks alive with only 6k health point differences. I believe they started on roughly 14k health points. So they've managed to keep all of their almost all of their tanks alive on so they shared the damage very effectively.
And that is a crucial element of Clan Wars, you know, rotating hit points.
Absolutely.
It's one of the most noticeable things between good teams and bad teams. And it's kind of like what defines, you know, we talk about focus fire, target priority, coordination, positioning, but the ability to rotate hit point pools, it's something that the players have to do themselves rather than rely on the battle commander, the leader of the team, to call for them. And it relies on a sort of innate understanding of the dynamics of the gameplay within the team players underneath the commander. And LOCA there demonstrating that although they've had a bit of a break recently from Clan Wars, it's not showing. You know, compared
they've still got their synergy, definitely.
Really good job there. Really good job indeed. So we're swapping the spawns now on Desert Sands. I imagine we'll see potentially something similar. Looking at the lineups here though, LOCA with quite a standard format. Double STB1 though, and the E5 and 2 1-1-3s, IS-7, IS-4.
I do love the E5 and the STBs on this map because they've got that gun depression that's so beautiful on the mounds of the medium or light tank side of Desert Sands. And what I think they might be doing with that is they might be pushing right out to the downed fighter plane, and they can use those STBs really effectively in that hold down position. Absolutely.
The STBs, beautiful hold down, great gun depression, tiny turret for a target. So let's see how we're going here. That being said, Win with the triple 1-1-3. There are no slouches. And the 1-1-3s, Rambo from North. And it looks like, is it Jimper? Yeah, no, it's not Jimper. It's TST Jaska. They're burning in for C. They're going to get C early on, uncontested. This will give them the cap lead. Killer from North, though, has to be very careful. He's smart. He's spotted the push. He's seen the SDBs, dropped the engine boost, and he's back safe. Great flex there.
A good move from here by LOCA would be to try and spot him as he was recrossing over the bridge and get some guns pointed at him. Is he going to take any damage if he tries to recross?
Well,
we'll see.
I think he's actually anticipating that move and he's not recrossing. And now what we've got is we've got Win again with the cap lead. And same situation as before, Win in the city, but they've protected their hit point pool much better so far. They're ahead though by about 5 or 10 points. It's not significant. Now I wonder about the utility of the, and there we go, the 1-1-3. Jaska.
He's really out of position here. That 1-1-3 against an E5 in that position is really in a lot of danger. He needs to get some support.
Yeah, the E5 here, comfortably able to outplay the 1-1-3. The gun depression and turret there is totally in the favor of LOCA. The 1-1-3, potentially not the best tank, but the strong turret armor of TST's Jaska's 1-1-3 coming into play. Rekity on the other side of the field, in the middle, that 1-1-3.
Great shots there.
Yeah, he's coming out
Killer
sideways.
From north, he just put 3 really good shots into him.
Brilliant.
Basically for no damage in return. So really good trade there from Killer from north against Rekati and his 113.
And the 113, it's a new tank at tier 10, and we're seeing even experienced players like Rekati, they're coming out sideways, they're overestimating the armor profile. And, you know, you can get away with it in some tanks, but the 113 punishes you, and people, I think, because the turret, because the front chassis upper plate is so strong, they forget how weak the armor profile on the side is. And,
It's
you know,
always the drive wheel.
always a drive wheel. E100 drivers, the land over.
IS7, IS4, all weak.
Exactly. That's a pro tip there from you, from Satan. If you're up against a tier 10 heavy, aim for the drive wheel. It'll always see you through. Worst case scenario.
Unless it's a mouse. Well,
unless it's
oh, whatever.
you might track them. You might track them. But here we go.
Exactly.
Trading. LOCA had a really good trade session there. They brought the hit points back in their favor. TST Jaska's in a world of trouble.
Absolutely. He needs to stop making poor trades. He knows that he's in an inferior position to those 2 other tier 10 heavy tanks, and he keeps on peaking despite that. I mean, WIN have currently got the advantage. All they need to do is hold on to their hit points so that if the LOCA have to rush, then that they have enough hit points to withstand that rush.
And that is, and this is LOCA here establishing a good 1k HP lead, puts them in a good position to rush, and certainly White Tiger and Azrael here on the flank in the blue spawn doing a really good job. Theoretically, they could push, burn down TST Jaska and then take down Jim, but not necessarily. TST Jaska's relocating. This is the HP pool rotation we were discussing earlier, and now Jim is the target, is the one that is going to be losing the HP. TST Jaska can sit back and support. Lazarai 50B there, taking a bit of damage, and he's got 3 shots in the clip, spotted up. A bit more damage coming in there. He's peaking.
It's good shots by Bazrael across the top of buildings into that 50B there. They need to be, WIN need to be really careful. They keep on bleeding hit points, and that, as you said earlier, is putting them at a more and more of a disadvantage on health points. Yeah,
we have 3 minutes to play, and if LOCA can maintain this rate of attrition on WIN's hit point pool as a team, now they're almost 2k ahead. This will be, and there we go. There's a bit more. Jonesy 86 in the IS7 losing a bit of hit points. LOCA now.
Where are we going to see the rush from LOCA here? But they haven't formed up in any one area, so they're going to have to push in as a whole front.
Well, this is absolutely correct. LOCA need to rotate, or, well, either they're going to put all their guns in one side, but here comes a little bit of a move. We've got Azrael and White Tiger pushing in. Jimper's alone. He's going down potentially. It's a great call. They waited for TST Jaska to relocate. They spotted him moving away. But Karalek in a world of trouble here. Karalek down. Jones, the 86, very, very low. We're looking at White Tiger.
Survivor in the middle, getting smashed by TST Jaska. And the Batchat goes down from supporting fire from LOCA on the other side. And now the 50B is out of ammo, so Survivor's going to get even more shots into him for free.
Oh no, that is a very bad day indeed. And Lazarai not able to get the reload in there. LOCA with a strong performance. I thought WIN would be able to resist the push there, but just absolutely not the case. Very close. Really good timing. You saw LOCA engaging all the fronts simultaneously, catching WIN out of position. So, Satan, if you just carry on to the next spawn, I need to check the stream. One moment.
I mean, what LOCA did particularly well there was that their trading, as we talked about throughout the match, they needed to make sure that they maintained a good hit point advantage so that they could push. And the more HP that they took off of WIN, the easier it would be to successfully do that. So we saw the E5 and the IS4 even attacking the solitary 113. Despite him still being on roughly 2/3 hit points, he was easily able to be taken down by these 2 tier 10 heavies. And across other areas, we saw the STBs were able to basically provide supporting fire with their superior gun depression over the top, and we saw them take out the Batchat in the middle. So it was just a combination of great timing and better trading, and also some good teamwork. We saw heavies supporting each other by blocking damage. I saw this particularly with the IS4 and the E5 on one side when they were attacking the 113. We saw multiple places where LOCA were just superior in a certain aspect that enabled them to take that win over WIN.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate acronym for WIN sometimes.
It is.
But sometimes it works for them. And certainly WIN, at least on paper, within the confines of the BPL, were the favourites. But we saw in the earlier stream this evening, the favourites very much struggle against bottom of the league. That was Aeros versus Mates. Go check out the stream. Look at the scores there. And this, if we see LOCA get the victory in here on WIN, that will effectively keep all 8 teams, with bearing in mind that this is the 16th out of 28 round-robin matches. That will see all 8 teams staying in contention for the top 4 to qualify for the semi-finals, for the eliminations phase. And for me, it's brilliant. I love it. I love how evenly matched we are. I love we're seeing teams beating teams that lost to other teams. It's like a whole rock, paper, scissors scenario. It's a tired cliche, but it's true. And I think it's absolutely, it's brilliant. It's really, really good.
As you said, LOCA, if they win, will be putting themselves onto 8 points, which means that all of the teams will be within a 4-point bracket.
Yeah.
So the highest being 10 and the lowest being 6. So as Red just said, that makes everyone in very much in competition for a place in the semis.
Yeah, and you have to remember the BPL has an interesting feature that other wargaming tournament. Well, we're not an official wargaming tournament, but wargaming tournaments don't have this.
Of course not.
Oh no, of course no. But the round robin is a best of 7, so the first team to 4 wins. Now we haven't seen this yet, but if a team beats an opponent 4-0, rather than receiving 3 points for the victory, they receive 4. We haven't seen that yet, but that could be the make or break between someone getting into the top 4 or someone taking the top spot. And so it's something that, I mean, if LOCA can beat WIN 4-0, which personally, you know, it would be interesting to have a first 4-0 scenario, but I'm not sold on it just yet. WIN are a very competent team, but looking at the lineups here, WIN back to standard form, double Batchats 50B, running 3 French Clippers backed up by a double IS4, Mouse E4. They're starting North Spawn red. LOCA on the other hand.
And then we have...
Yeah, go on, take it away.
LOCA with IS4s, IS7, 268, E3, and 2 113s. It's a very heavy and relatively mobile lineup apart from the E3. So we're going to be seeing them actually move out into the A base with pretty much their entire composition. Super
aggressive play here by LOCA. 6 speed boosts dropped at the start by LOCA, the blue team. South Spawn going heavy on a killer from North. He's going to have to be very careful. Now, if Rambo from North can recognize, if we can get more tanks spotted by LOCA, Rambo from North can go for...
the E3, look at his positioning. Unfortunately, he missed that first shot, but he's going to be able to pin down those 2 E4s.
Yeah, it's Jonesy 86. And let's see Jonesy. Let's see if we can get into him. Yeah, Jonesy is Scapari 1 here. Oh, trapped. They're in a very tricky position. And if we look across into the corner, Evil Boobs, bright pink IS7, loving that. Survivor 99. The heavy tanks from LOCA here. Strong flank. Lazarai in the 50B.
Amazing play.
Lazarai in the 50B, unspotted. Cap lead going killer from North. And Rambo from North capping out C, moving to B. WIN will be establishing map control and cap dominance. Lazarai thinking better of engaging. Takes...
Azrael getting flanked now by Rambo from North. If this Batchat's able to get behind him, then he can just sit behind the E3 and punish him continuously. There's 2 Batchats. Killer from North is now pushing in as well.
And this is beautiful. I love looking at 2 Batchats. Rambo from North flushes the first shot, but the 2 of them can burn them down. HE into the back of a heavy tank, but it's Jonesy 86 in the IS4 who was pinned down by the E3, goes down first.
Are they able to get him? And Jaska manages to finish him off.
Great
finish there.
This could be a good comeback by WIN, but Scapari is out of position. Those IS4s there really caught out by the heavy push by LOCA. It was super aggressive. We've not seen anything like it so far. Now it's Survivor 99. He's coming round on an aggressive flank. Has to be careful not to be isolated, but TSD Jasker and E4 having to angle up.
These Batchats are putting consistent rear shots into Evil Boobs. He just went from pretty much full health to 0.
And now he's on 0.
Really effective.
This double Batchat, it is a glass cannon. It is commitment. They have to stick together, but 2 Batchats with 3 shots apiece can burn down almost any tank in the game from full health. And Rambo from North relocated, dropping the speed boost. It's Killer from North bleeding some hit points. Look at this, look at his turret. He's driving one way, looking the other. Knowledge of the map there, superb. He's making sure, he's trying to make sure he keeps cover between himself and his opponents. Great job there. The cap points solidly in the favor of WIN, but the hit points in the favor of LOCA. They need to make sure they don't lose guns. They need to keep Killer from North in the game. Killer from North running from Karolek. Solid performance here, but it's going down.
Look here, quickly, they're managing to being able to relocate back and help Survivor, who was isolated. And Jaska unfortunately managed to get a shot to the side, to the rear of Survivor. However, the 50B is now exposed to 2 heavy tanks.
And yeah, look at this. Oh, Jim goes down in the mouse. It's 5 guns onto 3. Very strong performance here from LOCA. TST Jaska bleeding.
Great roll there from Fluffy. You see that 800 damage into the front of an E4.
Yeah, Lazari's down. TST Jaska's not going to get the reload in before Fluffy Fox. He has the turret, which could be a slight advantage. Win technically ahead. Oh no, bounces. Now it's all on Killer from North. He might be able to. No. Takes a big hit from the Recity. Finishes off the Recity. He can run. It's 1 versus 3. He's very low. Karolek
got 2 caps.
Karolek.
No, they lost their 2 caps. Oh, good shot there from Karolek. However, Killer from North is not going to be able to win this game without getting one of those bases now. Because LOCA's cap will overtake them very shortly. Yeah, LOCA will overtake on cap points, A and B to win C. But White Tiger with the kill. Oh no, Killer from North into the rocks. No. Oh, so close. There.
But LOCA, 3-0 to LOCA. LOCA at the moment looking dominant. And what an upset it would be if LOCA were to beat Win 4-0. Win desperately don't want to be the first team to concede a match clean slated against their opponent. Look at Fluffy Socks. 4.5k damage on the scoreboard in the 268. Stellar performance there by him. Stellar.
Absolutely. Those 2 kills as well, we saw some very effective fire putting into the heavily armored tank destroyers such as the E4, and generally he just played a very versatile role, and we didn't see him on the front very much, but evidently he's putting in a lot of work behind the scenes.
And this is, I'm just going to look back in time a little bit over the BPL. The last time Win played was on Monday the 20th of August. They played Unknowns, and they were Unknowns and Win at that time were top of the leaderboard, 2-0 apiece. Win lost to Unknown, and I think they lost because they took too many clippers. They took too much of a mobile glass cannon lineup, and in against most teams that works. It's super effective, but against the caliber of teams we're seeing in the BPL, it's not paying off. Because, you know, they're taking heavy lineups, they're protecting their HP pools, and in the end game, when you've got low hit point clippers, the heavy tanks know how to peek-a-boom, and they know how to flank, and they know how to do 2-on-1, 3-on-1 engagements. And I think, you know, Win need to chop and change their strategy at the moment, because this kind of reliance on the French clipper meta, now that we've got things like the 113 and we're seeing tanks like the 268 with the camo buff and the mobility buff and the gun traverse buff coming in, I don't know. I think they need to, looking forward to Twister 2018, I think Win need to go back to the drawing board on a lot of their strategies.
I don't think it was necessarily poor play, just the fact that LOCA has been playing exceptionally well as a team, as we saw in their last 2 games.
Well, the last game by LOCA, 6 tanks with the speed boost, the strong commitment on the A cap on Winter Malinovka, superb performance. Now we've got Fluffy Fox, speed boost. Look at this spot. If you've ever wondered, can you get a batch up by itself here? Yes, you can. Fluffy Fox, he's spotted on the fire. I wouldn't have fired if I were him. I would have stayed there spotting passively, but obviously they've got a different plan. Big hit here. Jonesy
Win here trying to push up, similar to what LOCA did, but they've got a little bit less support.
But they've got less
1 tank.
But they're not up against an E3. LOCA don't have the E3 here. We've got Jonesy and Scapari pushing up this ridge. These IS-4s hull down. Evil Boob's going to struggle to get the rear turret mounted 215B down into an effective engagement position. And Win have secured the A cap very safely. Great performance there by Killer from North. Killer from North engaging Survivor. He's going to get one more in. Now he's on the long reload. Survivor here.
LOCA's got an overlap up on base C, so Rambo's going to take a few shots there. Fire and a track at the same time. Fluffy Fox is going to be able to finish him off with another HE round.
Boom!
And there he goes down. Great play there by Rolek and Fluffy Fox. Really good. Mouse way too slow to come in and support that batch-up.
Yeah, really good call by you there, Satan. I would have missed that. And now Jim is in a world of trouble, potentially, because Karolek's going to keep him engaged. Now, Fluffy Fox, A wise Fluffy Fox would come in. Look how isolated. I'm looking at the free cam here. The mouse. No one near him. And we've got Fluffy Fox calling the attack on Skipari. It's all boiling down here now in the south. So effectively, that is going to lead the mouse one-on-one. And that might be a wise move by LOCA, relocating their guns into the main, because this is the brawl. It's all happening now down here between A and B.
Now. LOCA is now pushing down into win, and they take down the IS-4, who's already a one-shot. The other IS-4 is going to get surrounded by LOCA's tanks. Evil Boob's getting some rear shots into the IS-4 Skipari, and then I think it's all over for win here, really.
Well,
They've got all 7 tanks alive, LOCA do.
Yeah, LOCA, they've got only 3k HP more, but they have got 7 tanks effectively on 1000 HP each average. Superb performance. Lazarai 8 HP, no HP. Evil Boobs in the 215B. Great kill. And it's
great shot there into Evil. Killer from North even.
Killer from North gets a shot into Evil Boobs. Now he's got one more in the chamber, but Azrael with the 268. Good night. Oh no, dodged. And the Rekati in the other 268 finishing him off. Oh my. What a strong performance by LOCA.
Jimper here in the rear is just too late. LOCA, as you said way earlier, they pulled their tanks back and were able to push, while the mouse was just completely out of the game, basically having a 7 versus 5 situation. And
the mouse is just too, it's looking at the rest of the lineup, it's too slow, and they put him too far away from the action, and that effectively gave LOCA a de facto gun advantage. And there's nothing, I mean, Survivor 99, for his namesake, surviving on 2 HP. Jimper here, wiggling and jiggling the chassis. He's not going to be able to wreck it. He's going to get a big hit in here. Look at this, it's coming.
Matches the flank Jimper as well, and this is all over for it. Great shot there into the cheek of the Jimper. Not an easy shot to make all the time. And here we go. Second to last tank goes down. Jaska's E4. Jimper's down to a 1-shot. Will Rekati be able to pick him up on the next shell? He does, while on the move in style. What a great finish there by LOCA.
Look at the hit points. Only 1 tank above 1000. Everyone else a 1-shot for a 600 alpha average tank. Amazing performance. 7-0 victory. And this is an unprecedented result in the Blitz event community's Blitz Pro League 2018. This is our first 4-0 victory. I am gutted for a win. They've had such a strong performance so far in the league.
Absolutely.
But they do...
That was a 7-0. 7-0 on the final 4th game. What's gone wrong?
A super strong performance by LOCA. I stand by, I think Win are trying to push the glass cannon meta too much, and their opponents are ready and prepared for it. And LOCA have obviously been practicing. What a strong game. But this means that both LOCA and Win now join mid-pack, 2 victories, 2 losses apiece. So still wide open. But it's really nice to see LOCA come back. They were at the bottom of the leaderboards for a while, 0-2. And they've gone and they've dispatched 2 very competent opponents in quick succession.
They've just put themselves in 2nd place now on 9 points up from their 5.
And this is the 4 points we were talking about, right?
Absolutely. The 4 points, if you're able to completely dispatch your enemy in fashion like LOCA just did, then you put yourself at a really big advantage.
And that is fantastic. It was great to see. I feel sorry for Win. Yeah, I feel sorry for Win, but it's nice to see that, this 4-point mechanic in the round robin phase kicking into place, because LOCA now are on the strength of this victory, the dominance they displayed tonight, putting themselves in a really good position to secure themselves into the elimination phase. And for all the other teams that are mid-table, okay, now they're saying, okay, LOCA, we were writing them off before when they were 0-2. Now they're back into the runnings, and also they've just overtaken us because they beat someone 4-0.
Yeah. Should we comment quickly on how well LOCA played? So I think that, what you said about Win maybe not having the most up-to-date tactics and playing the glass cannon meta too much, I think maybe it is also down to how well LOCA executed their tactics.
It was superb.
Go on.
I'll comment on Desert Sands. It's my favorite map. I loved just the synchronicity of their pushes. They were on both spawns on Desert Sands. They were behind on cap points. They were the guys that needed to push. They out-traded, and then they pushed at least 3, 4, maybe 5 different locations simultaneously. They were all ready. Everyone listened to the leader. Everyone went at the same time. Everyone focused the right targets. They had the right target priority, and it was wonderful to watch them. you know, move as a
There was
unit.
crucial factors. They were able to win on the HP, the trading war initially. Then they were able to push in synchronized fashion, and then their focus fire was pretty much on point, just like you said. So 3 really crucial elements.
And that is, yeah, for me, it's just great, you know.
I forget, we only saw 2 maps. So we only saw Desert Sands and then obviously Winter Malinovka. And if we just quickly comment on my favorite moment from Winter Malinovka, which was the trapping of the 2, what was it, 113s or IS4s? I think it was IS4s, wasn't it?
Yes, in the first game.
E3.
Yeah, it was Jonesy 86 and Scapari 1 in the IS4s. They pushed down the ramp into the middle area, but then it was the E3 from LOCA locked them down, and they had nowhere to go.
They got completely outflanked then by the heavy tanks from LOCA, and they pretty much went down without trading any more hit points at all. It was really, really effective fire and great coordination, again, from LOCA.
LOCA, I mean, have a look at the replay. There were 6 tanks dropping a speed boost, going heavy on A, and that they got the corner, and getting the corner there behind the A cap gave them the angles, and it meant that Win they weren't able to kind of engage targets effectively because they were getting crossfired from people a distance away. So to engage them, they had to stop and aim, which meant they would take damage from the people up close. But they couldn't engage the people up close because they had crossfire coming from, you know, behind the medium cap. And so they were really just stuck in a catch-22 where there was nothing they can do. And also they had I think it was that match where they had the other tanks up in the city area, so they had a natural gun disadvantage anyways. And it was great. Although Win had the mobility, LOCA had the kind of the concentrated firepower and coordination. Really good to see.
It's not always down to just the mobility of the tank, but the way you use that mobility, isn't it? So while they may have limited mobility, they were constantly using it. They were moving their heavy tanks and they weren't having any wasted movement at all.
It was
really great.
Super strong performance there. Really nice to see LOCA get themselves into the middle of the pack. We're going to be having some more pretty much the BPL will be running every day up until the 30th of August. Tomorrow's games, for anyone that's interested, Thursday 23rd of August, we're going to have LOCA again playing up against Live at 7 p.m. And then we are going to have at 8:30 p.m. Legion's Eros team teeing up against the Unknowns. Now, both of those matches, we're getting into the last half, the beginning of the closing stages of the round robin phase. So every defeat here against a high scoring team is bad news. And every point you can get in your team's favor, really the pressure's on, you know, because the league is so close. There's the margin of error, the room for mistakes, you know, the kind of like you can lose 1 or 2 games in the beginning and come back. Now we're at a point where if you lose 1 or 2 games, you might go out and not make the semi-finals. So that's going to be brilliant games tomorrow evening. Hope you tune in and join us. Huge thanks to Kuga, our silent partner, room control extraordinaire. Really, really good job there. Everything worked flawlessly. And thank you very much, Satan, for joining us. It's great to have you in the commentary box. We missed you in the opening stages of the league. We missed you. So looking forward to seeing everyone here tomorrow evening for more of the same. And
could I quickly just say that unfortunately Rolling Storm is going to have to go away for the last few games of the league. So I will be taking over streaming duties. On which date are you leaving?
I travel on Friday evening. So basically tomorrow is my last streaming session, but don't worry. You've got Satan, there's also KS and a couple of other people. We've got Gan, Dutch, BTHF. There's a lot of good people who can help in the commentary, room control. So there's a good team of people here behind the BPL. And with Satan,
you'll see future games streamed on Thomas's channel, or the Legion Clan channel, as it is more commonly known, and also on the aforementioned players' channels as well. Yeah. So just keep an eye out for that. The links will be always posted in the BEC server announcements. So just keep an eye out for that. Great.
Yeah, super. Thanks very much, Satan. See you again tomorrow. And thank you very much to everyone at home.
Thank you all.
Oh, thank you, Cougar. Hero.
Bye-bye.
Bye.